I was raised by a mother who struggled with paranoid schizophrenia. She would talk to herself, and she would spend hours and hours in a room alone. I would try to get her attention, try to talk to her, and she just wasn't really there. My mom and my dad split. I would be walking to school, going to school, and I would see my dad. And my dad would be walking on one side of the street, and he wouldn't recognize me because he struggled with substance abuse. And I was raised by a tribe of different women. I had many aunts and teachers and mentors and stuff like that. I struggled with depression, but it was high functioning because I knew how to hide it very well. I was very introverted, but I knew how to perform extroverted. When I started acting, I would be able to escape into these other lives, and which was very rewarding for me. But then I started to notice when I had to come back to Idella, I couldn't get out of bed after a show. And it went on for years. And I started to have a lot of suicidal thoughts. And the day I had planned on doing it, I thought about my best friend. My best friend was also raised by a mother who struggled with mental illness. And I knew that her finding out that I left the way I did was going to be very hurtful. So I called her just to have a final conversation with her without telling her what was going to happen. But I don't know, she just kind of knew something was off. My best friend came directly to my house immediately and drove me to River Oaks Hospital. And I couldn't even talk at this point. I couldn't even formulate words. I couldn't speak. Because I think in my head I was already gone, And then I was put on a hold. And in order for me to be released, I had to commit to doing a inpatient, outpatient program. And so, I will say that those 3 months saved my life. My best friend Ann decided to write a play about our teenage years of growing up being raised by mothers who were mentally ill. We partnered with NAMI to produce the play in honor of B.B. Moore Campbell's National Minority Mental Health Month. We did the play and we did workshops around it. And it was awesome because we had brought a lot of Black people to the table who never heard of NAMI, and they now had these resources that was accessible to them from that experience. And also I formed a relationship with some of the people who work there that have been very influential in my journey, and also in my journey of wanting to be able to share my story. In my Black African American community, we don't really talk about mental illness. And I grew up seeing my mom do all kind of strange things, but it never was a conversation about it. We just kind of let it be, When I met my best friend in high school, because we met in high school, we were forced to kind of sit together. We became friends. And I would say the first 6 months of our friendship, we decided not to tell each other about our moms. When my best friend wrote the play, she wanted to share so much of our story that we could not ever hold conversations about. And so we had no idea that everyone who came to see the play had somebody in their family who were dealing with mental illness, and now they felt comfortable to be able to talk about it and share their own stories. Sometimes you're placed in front of the camera, you're placed on a stage to tell a story that you figure, okay, this is my story, I'm telling a story, but then it ends up being our story. And with creative expression, I feel that is a powerful tool when it comes to issues that are hard to talk about and issues that are stigmatized and are taboo. It's so important for people to be able to see themselves in a healthy way and to be able to find hope. I'm a mental health advocate now, and hearing about so many people that did not make it. So many people that did not make it and then not have the support that I had, because, you know, there is help out there. And then there is, like, on the other side of it, like, because you just never think that you'll be happy again, you know, that you will be able to find joy again. And so after that, I was able to, like, access joy again and, like, being able to live. With NAMI, you're not alone.